Welcome to another episode of That's Right. I'm your host, Chris Voss. Today we have Laura Burkemper. Laura is the CEO at Scaleblazer. Laura, welcome. CEO of Scaleblazer.
Yes, great to be with you again, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. You too. So, is it a ridiculous idea if you share with our viewers a little bit about your business and your journey?
Absolutely. First, thank you for having me here on your show.
Sure.
My journey started really as an accidental entrepreneur. And so I like to ask the question, are entrepreneurs born or are they made? And I hope it's a little bit of both because I started my journey in about 2011. And so just to give you a little context to that, I've always worked in strategy, brand, marketing, business development. And about a decade ago, I added innovation and investment to that. And so that led me to where I am today. However, if I step back and I say, how did I get there? I worked for three of what I call the world's largest startups turned grown-ups. And so what that means is I worked for Coca-Cola, I worked for McDonald's, and I worked for Express Scripts. And when I think about entrepreneurship and innovation, when you think about an idea, it all starts somewhere, right? In 1886, Coca-Cola sold 9 soft drinks for 5 cents each. McDonald's started with Ray Kroc selling 8 multi-mixer shake machines to the McDonald's brothers and then bought the company. Now there's billions served in 140 countries. And lastly, Express Scripts started with 5 employees. They were bought by Cigna and now are 100,000 employees. And so it's not really about where you start, but about where you end up. And that led me to my company, Scaleblazer. So what we do at Scaleblazer is we build brands and scale companies, positioning them for greater investment, scale, and sale. And so when I look at turning a startup into a grown-up, we start with the idea and work all the way through exit, helping them to tell an investable story, building their brand, and negotiating better exits.
Wow. All right. Well, so what are some common challenges that your clients face?
One of the biggest challenges is really figuring out their concept to company. And so when you look at how do you turn your vision into a reality, it all starts with seeing that big picture. When you think about it, there's 8 billion people on the face of the earth. And somewhere along the line, somebody or somebody you know probably said, I've got a great idea. But that's where it starts. And a lot of times that's where it stops. So at Scaleblazer, we help to build their brand, scale their business, and essentially tell an investable story to get others on board saying, tell me more. Mm-hmm. One of the things when you think about at the beginning of time, the invention of the wheel to, hey, we can put a person on the moon. How do you get people to buy into that big vision? So you have to build those steps, and that's what we help them do at Scaleblazer.
All right, so what strategies do you use to understand your clients' needs better?
Well, it all starts with vision and empathy. So similar to you, when you start with tactical empathy, I might call it strategic empathy. So how do we best tell their story? How do we seek first to understand, listen for what is the vision of that entrepreneur or that business owner? Where do they want to go? What's their end game? And so we work back from there by seeking first to understand.
All right. Well, are you against sharing a time when you navigated a difficult situation with one of your clients using tactical empathy?
Absolutely. It happens all the time because sometimes you have differing viewpoints in the room, right? And so first, everybody wants to be understood. They want to be heard and they want to be respected. And so I seek first to understand what is it that person wants to get across, making sure I understand their perspective. And then the perspective of each person in the room until we find common ground. And that's when trust happens. And that's when you start to unify and build for the future.
So when people feel heard and understood, they say that's right. So are you against sharing a time when you had a that's right moment, either in your business or your personal life, so that our viewers can get an understanding of how it works in real life?
Absolutely. That's the light bulb moment. It's the pinnacle, it's the crux of everything, right? When you can see it in that person's eyes, how passionate they are about their business. It's the sparkle in their eyes. It's all of a sudden words matter, right? When you start to really clearly articulate who they are, what they do, why it's unique, better, and different than anybody else, that's when people buy more, and they buy more of it. And so that spark, that light bulb moment, when it goes off, you can see it in the person's face. And that's right moment.
All right, very good. All right, so if people want to learn more about you or how they can work with you, how would you like them to get in touch with you?
I'm on all the social medias, from LinkedIn to Instagram, Facebook, X, and they can also reach me at lauraburkemper.com as well as scaleblazer.com.
All right, Laura, beautiful. Thank you very much for being here today. I know people have gotten a lot out of everything you had to say.
It's a pleasure being with you. Thank you.